Yo, boys, my coffee. Ah, did I leave it over there? I left it over there. Ah, there's not much left anyways. How you doing? Today, we have a Ram. We're going to be blacking out most of it. So, just right up front, it's not all going to be limo, but essentially it's going to have a limo percent on all the sides and the back. So we're doing 20 over the factory, which is going to give it a 5% look on the back. We're going to match that up with 5% on the front doors, and then we're going to do a 50% windshield. Sorry, I just got to come out right there and say it because clickbait. Not really. Black it all out. How you doing? So we got a lot of work to do. We're gonna jump into this pretty quickly, I think. Looks like everything is a go. It's our tinting dad. Invasion Samuel LZ. But I'm so sorry. I'm in. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I feel bad. And quick announcement too. We have a few extra little goodies. One of them sitting over there. But look what came in yesterday. Look, ooh, we got green shanks now. These turned out so good. So we've been using ugly yellow shanks for a very long time. Now they are studio bright green. Like these things. Oh, these are fun. I like them. And then we have Detroit Tint Studio Edition felt cards. So something extra special I use on a daily basis. Now we have the Detroit Tint Studio logo on them. So that makes them extra special. So happy I ordered a glass aid. Can't wait to get them in. Don't tell everybody, it might be sold out now. Hello, Tin Sensei. Sweet. Oh, glad you like them. Cool. All right. So we're going to get started. We're going to be using those. It was really funny. The first vehicle that I had today was an Explorer, and I was all like, yes, I could use my new shanks. Nope. He removed all the door panels because he was working on speakers. Cool. That's great. That's fine. So now we actually get to use them. So let's pop this crazy guy on here. I just did my tint. Looks like ass, felt like sherry. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Keep practicing. So if you did order felt cards and shanks with glass aid or just like in the last couple days, we're sending out the Tint Studio Edition felt cards and shanks now. So those are just replacing what's there. So does the tint go on the outside? Yeah, sure, why not? Today it will. Whoa, this is, hang on one second. Sorry, it's gonna go black for a second. It's gonna come back. It just looked like it was being a little stuttery. Should be good now. All right, so these guys, we've done a number of Rams, and we always talk about the BCM. So again, that'll come up later, but for right now, just know that if you do these windshields and you don't cover up the BCM, there's a good chance that eventually you will fry a BCM. So be very careful. We will cover up a BCM later. It's right up in here. It's a big white box. We're going to throw a rag over there. I just don't feel like jumping in there right now. But we will get there. So we're going to turn off all that. Roll down the windows. A shop put mine on the outside. So, I mean, what I would hope was they put it, they prepped it and cut it on the outside, but it didn't actually go on the outside in the end. Hopefully not. Are moleskin liners on tint the only way to prevent scratching? What? Moleskin liner? I don't think I've ever used one. No, just using nice quality tools is a good way, and just making sure that, you know, when they start to wear out, you replace them or you refinish the edges or something. But yeah, there's I mean, I've scratched plenty of windows. Usually just comes from extra dirt or squeegee gets too worn or something like that. House wrap tape for anybody that is wondering. Thank you. Except they can't be bothered to read. So on this one, actually, let me grab one of these. So as you can see, we got some stitching. So stitching like this, this is kind of an interesting material here. I don't think I've seen this as much. This kind of looks a little newer. I've definitely seen some ramps with plenty of stitching. But what I'm gonna do is, anytime I see stitching, I just wanna be a little extra sure it's not gonna swell. This one's definitely like, kinda like just that soft touch with stitching on it, so I don't think there'd be a problem. Like sometimes when you get into like softer, like leathery type materials, you might cause some damage there. So we're just gonna extra cover those because I don't want any questions. Finally, after months of watching reruns, I can catch a live stream. You know we live stream like all the time. How's the Lowe's tape doing compared to the Tuck tape? It's good. It works fine. I wish, like, what I liked about Tuck tape was that it was a little bit wider. And then it might stick a little bit better. All right, cool. I got to cash somebody outside. Cannon. All right, my dudes. You guys can talk to yourselves for a minute. I need to cash somebody out with the other one and walk around and make sure they're all cool. And then I will be back. If you guys wanted to know what the chat sounds like, this is what you guys sound like in my head. We're going to cash them outside.
Much needed
I'll be
Class
back.
8 ordered 5 roll last night. Face with tears of joy, 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 face with tears of joy. Bruh. Oh God. So guys, I'm very attractive to tinters. Lol. That's painful. Partying face, 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 partying face. God created Michael Jordan. He did. Middle finger medium light skin tone, 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 middle finger medium light skin tone. Slightly smiling face. Peace brother. Love you gesture medium skin tone, 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 love you gesture medium skin tone. "9/11 was an inside job. Robot face 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 robot face. Tint Studio. Long Beach, Cali in-house. Sadly disappointed face. I see Matt in the back. Dotem shut up.
Yeah, I hear all this in my ear right now, so just want to let you
Larry
guys
better
know
tell
you guys
God
are
he's sorry.
absolutely ridiculous.
My pussy hurts.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Matt. Sorry. Matt. Pussy. Oof. I just queefed. Well, what had happened was. Matt tat like a dad, my name's Matt too. Damn carrot. I toss salad. Hey you there. Yeah, I hate to see it. Mamacita. Where is Daniel Reyna? Do a flip. Dike. Man, I just saw a fat lady run into a Prius. Tactic. I got a hot daughter fellas, she wants to date a tinter. Poor Prius. Dike. Matt is taking a dump. Hey Matt, have you ever tinted a later gen Buick LaCrosse? LOL. Robot pussy can't get wet. Whoa. What's up, Matt?
We.
Meserva.
Guys,
Distique.
you guys are insane.
Eat it, and I almost went
The
crazy.
The whole time I'm cashing him out, I just got like whoa.
Meow.
Thanks, guys. All right, we're that's gonna be enough. Have you ever tinted a later gen Buick LaCrosse? There, an actual question. Yeah, I have. The back windows can pretty sure that one kind of slopes backwards a little bit and then curves up a little bit more towards the top. That one's a little different. I tack those way higher. So most back windows will do like a 50-50. On that one in particular, will go up much higher. Do the crate challenge. What's the crate challenge? All right, we're back to it. Let's do it. So, like we were saying, we're taping this a little bit extra. We want to be careful of this stitching. And then we put our tape roll right here. So we're just going to go and tape everything else off. On the back, I think we have the same deal. Yeah, we have the same type of stitching here. So I don't know. I've seen these rams with with a different material here. This seems different. But you also have this like a soft suede-like material down here too. So just keeping everything dry is always it's a little better there. You guys sounded like you were having fun, and then I had to come in and ruin it. But, you know, it's all fun and games till we have to tint the car. All right. So let's just slide this in here. So how you guys been doing? You guys been staying busy? Yeah, that Explorer this morning, I just cashed it out. That turned out really, really nice. We did a carbon windshield, and then we did Pro Classic on the rest of it. Woo! That's always fun. Dang!
Luis Chavez super chatted $10. Just wanna show some love before I get out of here. Just bought 3 shanks and 3 felt cards. All hail the tint god.
Luis, thank you. I appreciate it. Got 3 felt cards and 3 shanks. These new ones, you're gonna like these. At least, I mean, they're as green in person as they look on camera. Like, look at, dude, they turned out so great. Lowe's tape is expensive compared to tuck tape. No, Lowe's tape is cheaper than tuck tape. I like the tuck tape a little bit better, and I'll order some more of it. This is one of those things where it's more convenient, and I forget to order it. So then I come in, I'm like, oh, I gotta order more tape, and then I get distracted with something else. So that's where it gets put aside, and then I'm like, I need it. So then I run in and I go grab extra rolls. But I think this was like $11 or $12, and the tuck tape was like $14. Woo! Dang, it's working.
Experimental lawn super chatted $5. Put my glass aid order in last night. Thanks for all the tips and tricks.
Put in my glass aid order last night. Thank you for all the tips and tricks. Oh, dude, thank you for the order. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was up till 1 o'clock.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99.
And Daniel!
Wanna show love to bro. Kumu Star Master, Sahib, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hurrah.
What? Alright, I gotta read a couple. Daniel Reyna, thank you so much too. Yeah, me and my wife, we were she helped out a ton with packing up all the glass aid rolls. Like, she prepped so many sleeves, so when we got them, we would have a quicker time packing them all. And then just all of the rolls, she was there wrapping them all up in packs and putting them in sleeves and getting them all done. Was doing envelopes and everything else, just trying to make sure everything went smoothly. And we were up till about like 1 in the morning last night filling orders. It was nuts. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. So everybody that ordered yesterday, their orders have already gone out. So they went out late last night and early this morning. So big shout outs to Daniel, thank you. Kumasta Master Sahib Obi-Wan Kenobi, hurrah. He just keeps coming up with, I like the Obi-Wan Kenobi one too. Experimental Lawn with a 5. Put my glass aid order in last night. Thanks for all the tips and tricks. You're very welcome. Thank you for the order. Tyvek 15 at Home Depot. Yeah, I was hoping it, so I have to swing by a Home Depot. I wanted to pick it up, but it wasn't at my local Lowe's, so I had to drive farther to go find it. But it's got the same dimensions as this stuff does. It's just got different name on it. So I'd imagine the adhesive's going to be slightly different. The width is the same. The feel of it is probably going to be just a little bit different, but they're generally all going to do the same. I guess the real question was, like, does this stuff work versus all that stuff too? Because this was like the least expensive of the bunch, and yeah, they all seem to be fine. They all do a really good job. Can you do a full windshield over a sun strip that is already on? You can. The way, like, if you want to save some money, you can do it that way. Like, if you already have a strip and then you want to do a full windshield, that's totally fine. All you're going to see, though, is a white line that runs across the windshield where that windshield strip ends and where the full windshield begins. So the cleaner way to do it would be the other way around, but I've been, like, it's up to the person. You're not gonna have people walking by going like, "Oh, I got W's windshield." Like nobody cares. It's really just gonna be you. But yeah, it'll last. You can tint over tint. The question is always like, if one peels, like, what do you do in that case? If one fails underneath it, you can't be held responsible for warranty, but generally speaking, you're fine. There'll be one person that walks by, and I don't want to get this pinched. There'll be one person that walks by and goes, "Look at that dumb windshield strip." Now there will be. I'm self-conscious about my tint job. Well, as tinters, we're all self-conscious about the work that we do, so we would notice it. But in general, it would be the owner pointing it out to somebody, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I do see it. Does that really? Oh, there we go. Okay, it almost rubbed against it." I'm gonna try your technique with the tape strips. I'm curious. Yeah, I hope you like it. This stand. I'm the guy that has work strip with the tint and it stands out. Lowe's tape was 22? No, it's not. It's like 12. It's like 11 or 12. It's much. It's the cheaper option. Not by much. So on Amazon you can get tuck tape for $14, I think, with Prime shipping, and then with this stuff, with the Lowe's tape, that is like 11 or 12, and then Tyvek was like 15, I think. Was definitely the most expensive, and I couldn't find a Home Depot version. So just search house wrap tape. You'll find it. And if you can find something better, I think Home Depot had something. I didn't try it. I haven't tried it yet. But, you know, at that point we've like beaten the tape horse to death with like, what about this one? What about that one? It's like they're all kind of the same. Little difference in quirks, but they all do all the same stuff. Have you ever heard of American Tint Films? Sounds like a Chinese brand trying to be American. I want a windshield tinted, but I'm nervous about it. Then don't. There's nothing I'm gonna say that'll put you at ease. The lighter you go, generally the less standout it is. I have 50. I really like it. I really like 35, but I was always a little bit like, every time I was driving out and about. But it's great for glare reduction. Did we? Oh, it's hard to see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove this right now. So I don't love doing this, but I do this. It makes the windshield far easier, and these aren't that hard to pull off. So there's a little funniness trying to get that off. And essentially what this is a cover that clips onto a housing that sometimes will pull off very easily and sometimes just wants to be a total pain. And you know, if I didn't do this a bunch of times, there we go. Thank you. So on these mirrors, I'm gonna wait for that one and then we'll pull it. Jose.
Jose 78 Rios super chatted $4.99. Good afternoon, how everyone doing? Memphis TN watching you.
Thank you for the 5, Jose. We're doing good. At least I am. Hopefully it stays that way with this mirror. Okay, so for pulling these off, these are twist-off mirrors. Just like that. So just yank them this way, and when you put them back on, same thing, and twist them back on. Most of these, the ones that get pulled in here, only have this little guy right here and that sensor. So there's not a whole lot to it. And then for these, I'll generally just get these to chop. I'll chop these little clips off because I've tried to pull those out and they just don't want to come out. So we're not cutting through wires. So then we wrap this up. We just tuck it up here, out of the way, and now we got a whole lot of room to work with, and I'll be able to see that much, much better now, because now I don't have a housing. So if you ever wanted to know how to take apart those, if I didn't see it in person, I would have left them alone. I did for a long time, and then they're like, oh, they're easy. And then I was showed, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that is easy. Can a windshield mounted radar detector damage tint? You'll be fine over a long period of time, like just with general wear and tear. The suction cups might vibrate against the tint, and if there's dirt there, it might wear some circles into it. But it'd probably be pretty light, and for the most part, you'll be totally fine. But long term, you might see something there, but I wouldn't worry about it. Not unless you got some very, very expensive tint on that windshield and you really wanted to keep it very long term. Other than that, you generally be fine. Never unplug cameras. Yeah, this one doesn't have one. How's the color shift tint working on your car? We took it off. We took it off and we opted for some Walmart Blackmagic ceramic tint. That video is gonna go up tomorrow. You guys want to know how a $20 ceramic from Walmart, which, fun fact, when you take that $20 and calculate film by the square foot, it's actually really expensive at $20 for the little amount of film that you get. But when you see $20, you don't think about that. So you would hope that it would be really good, right? And and it actually is. You'll see tomorrow. But yeah, that replaced the eBay film that is on my car. So there's a few reasons why I removed that film. When it gets hot outside, which it's been like really hot here. It's been like 90s every day. Which is very unusual for Michigan this time of year. But hey, you know, I'll take an extended summer, absolutely. And so every time I went out to my car, that window was clear. It doesn't like the heat. So the heat rejection did work. It felt like any other ceramic film. It just always looked clear every time I got in the car. So when I was in the garage and it had a chance to cool overnight, and then I pulled it outside, it would transition just fine. It would go as dark as like a 18, 19 on the meter, so right in that range where it said 20. They weren't kidding about it. It definitely metered there. The biggest issue was just like the heat, and then it would look ugly as it was real ugly when it got super dark. It was very purple and had some haze to it, but when it was lighter, it looked okay. So, did I see green shanks? Yes. Yes, we have green shanks. I brought a bunch of them because I wanted to shoot a video with them. But yeah, we do. We have green shanks now. Green Shanks and Detroit Tint Studio felt cards. Love, dude. Ah, they turned out so good. Window tint starter pack giveaway at 100,000. Are you running my giveaways? Free tint jobs at 100,000. Free ceramics. Let me move this. I gotta set this. It seems a little high, but should be, I don't know. That should be good. Blurry? I can wipe it off quick. Toolbox. There. Excuse me 1 second. GoPro. There. That should be a little better. What price do you charge for coupes? I charge the same price for coupes as I do sedans, as I do for something like this. So all the sides in the back would be $240, and then an additional $130 for the full windshield, unless it's a very oddball car or something. All right, what are we doing? I didn't even think about getting film. So we're doing carbon. We're doing carbon 5%. That is here. Cool. I didn't think about it because, no, I got enough. Okay. No, I do. Like, I ordered extra. I forgot it's sitting out in the car. I didn't have to bring it in here, though. But we're doing 5 and, oh, actually, no, I do. I actually have to run out there and grab some more film. Ordered glass aid and it already shipped out. Yeah, we were up till 1 a.m. filling and shipping orders, and we made a late night run. Dropped a bunch of them off at the post office, and then I dropped off some more this morning. It was just, it was relentless. I was determined to get it out as fast as possible. There's been too many people asking and waiting on it, and then it was in, and it's like, all right, we're all set. We're just gonna get rolling on this. Everybody that was waiting, I want this out right away. What film would I need to make 5% if I already have 15? Generally, just put another layer of like 20 over it. So if you have 15, then just a little bit lighter, but you're not really gonna find something that's just a little bit lighter. So do a 20% over it, and you'll be damn close. So this, we're doing 5% on the front, and he's got factory on the back. So we're gonna layer 20 over the back, and you guys are gonna see it's gonna match pretty well. You cut with the film side facing you? I do. It's efficient. So there's a couple ways you can do it. I guess the safer way is to put liners, to put both liners, like one facing out this way and one facing out the other way. I've always done this. Again, I come from a very mobile background, so everything that I did was geared towards not having glass boards and running around, so efficiency was really important. So this was a small thing. So if you have the liner facing you on the outward facing pattern, you have to pick up both patterns, separate them, put one down, and go put the other one down on the other side. And this way, what I do is I just pick this one off and I go carry it to the other side, and then I'm done. So there's slight more chance of damaging the film with it facing me right now, but like I use a squeegee that is made for squeegeeing film. So as long as that's clean, like it's fine. But yeah, this keeps it efficient. Squeegee it down. This this gets me all the time. That little lip, every time I do these, this little guy right here, I roll my tint down, it catches. Stop it. Does black magic tint freak out in the heat? So I noticed a couple of comments. I think there were people that were introduced to like ceramic film for the first time with the video that I put out. So most films do not color change. That was a very unique thing. Oh, that just scared me. Good God. I hit unlock, and then this thing went. Just the tone scared the shit out of me. Okay. Anyways, so I think there's a lot of people that that might have been introduced to it for the first time. So most films don't change color. So the shade that you get is the shade that it is, and you can get ceramic films in a light color or a dark color, and they block out the same amount of heat across the board. Mostly across the board. So you can go with like a 70% ceramic and block out just as much heat as like a 5% ceramic. Super cool. I forgot what the whole question was because I got distracted and freaked out. Does black magic? Okay, so back to the black magic film. Does black magic freak out in the heat? You guys will see what it does tomorrow. It's just a ceramic film, so there's not going to be any color change. But I don't want to completely spoil tomorrow. But some of you have already seen from the group. I just had to post that. I was kind of blown away. I gotta shift this up a little bit. There's like something that's causing my blade to screw up here. It's like rough. Yum. I think it's hitting dirt. So if I don't get a perfect top edge the first time, I'll pull down the film enough to shift it up a little bit and then try again. So you do that too many times and you run out of film to pull up. So just keep that in mind. We're just gonna sacrifice a lot of that blade. We're gonna start fresh. I'm even standing on a stool. I just felt this was a little tall and maybe a little short. There we go. Yeah, it just wasn't clean. It felt rough. There we go. That was much better. You know, I blame the blade sometimes. I think I just gotta wipe off the top edge before I go to even cut it sometimes. Because if you're scraping right against dirt, it was just all jittery and stuff. I don't know. I didn't really think about it. But that's a problem. That's a problem if that's gonna happen. Just like smacked it. And then this guy is just the bottom corner. So I've been going this way with my cuts, just because I'm just more used to it. I've been a little freaked out from, there we go. There, that's nice and straight. Sometimes I've like had little dips in the top edge, like connecting those corners, and I just wanted to make sure that didn't happen. Oh, I forgot about a topic. I was maybe going to talk about Sharpies today. Dang. I got distracted. Maybe in the next one. I have 2 Sharpies. I have silver Sharpies. But I just cut out a couple patterns and I don't want to recut them. Always clean top edge before cut. You know, it's something I've literally never done. I clean it before I go to install it, but never before that. Okay, so let's say I cut out my entire patterns on the doors. I didn't take them to glass boards. I just rounded all my corners there. Now I take this pattern, and I just carry it over to the other side. I didn't have to, like, take it off, reverse them, anything like that. Laminated doors hold dirt like crazy. Yeah, and but this is a pretty new truck, so that's, you know, it's just literally never thought about it before. Not until just now, like, huh, I just thought it was like sometimes inconsistencies with glass. I don't know, I'm learning too. So I guess every once in a while we'll just make sure when we go to prep windows and stuff, we'll just wipe off the top real quick. So we also got to shrink this sideways. Maybe we can do a video on shrinking sideways. Ooh, that's a good one. We could talk about shrinking sideways. Hang on, I gotta go. Is that? Oh no, that's fine. We can go take a field trip. We don't take field trips here. Let's go take a quick field trip. My car's sitting right out here. So I have some film. I ordered some carbon and some ceramic. I don't have Apex yet though. Are you? Okay. Wow, that's literally never not worked before. That's fun. Carbon, Pro Nano. So I need 20. So my carbon is on this. Ugh, it's on the triple. Yeah, you know. There we go. Change the battery in the remote, but it unlocked the car. It's never done it. It's the dumbest thing. I'm live, go to open it, and it's never done it before. I don't have time to go change. Who's calling? Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Tint Studio. How can I help you?
Hello, I can barely hear you, just so you know. I'm just wondering if you had any open spots today?
No, I'm sorry. We're all booked up today.
Okay, alright, thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Alright. Looks like some body damage on the Civic. Yeah, it came like that. There's like some just general ugliness with that car too. So I don't care. Gio, I love ya. They like super tape and secure all their packages because FedEx and UPS like to play football with your tint boxes, so they do everything to make them as safe as possible. But when I have to unbox one, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to unbox it. Like, look, see, I gotta go through here, 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 here. But know that when you buy it, your money's going, they're doing everything they can to ensure that you have a safe order. So if anybody ever wondered if I telescope film, yeah, it does happen. If it is to happen with anything that I install, god damn, it's this stuff right here. So if I just tilt it like this and I don't have a good grip on it, this stuff is definitely gonna just slide on me. I gotta get through the first like 20 feet of film and then it's a lot more manageable. But when these rolls are brand new, they're heavy and they are slippy. They got thick cores. Oh yeah, they do. Look at them. Look at them cores. Jesus. Sometimes I think I have half a roll when I go to open one just because of how heavy the core is. What is the difference between carbon and ceramic? So carbon will block out about 50% of the infrared spectrum. Ceramic will block out, my ceramic right now will block out about 75% of that spectrum. There's ones that will block out more, and we will be getting one that blocks out more very soon. But the higher the grade of film, the more heat that they block out. So really, you know, like I knew this, but I didn't know this. I just didn't think of it this way. So when you're buying like a color stable dyed film, you're buying like a high grade of color stable. When you're buying a high grade of carbon, obviously you're buying a high grade of it. But like, so some people, they compare dyed to carbon to ceramic. But you also gotta consider, like, sometimes it's just way more expensive because of the grades of each one that you're doing. So it's like, it's not always like going from 50 to 75 is smaller than going from 0 to 50. But when you're spending the extra for a quality one, you're getting more benefits like optical clarity and stuff in that particular type of film. I kind of thought about that a lot more when I installed that stuff there. Why didn't you roll it up instead of side to side? Okay, so on these ones, that's a great question. On these ones, I have 40-inch rolls of the carbon that I'm installing. So it makes more sense to roll it this way instead of straight across. And then I'm going to shrink it on the sides. So once I get these cut out, we're going to do a side shrinking video. So on a lot of cars, a 40-inch roll is enough to get the sides vertically. But on a truck, they're usually just a little too tall to split them evenly. So when we go to cut this, I talked about this on the Tacoma, but the Tacoma turned out to be a little bit easier than we thought. A lot of trucks, they do this, where the back door seal swoops up into a curve. What I'm looking for here is my straight. So that's basically going to be a little bit in here, and then we're going to shift it over. So I'm going to notch it. I'm going to notch it right here. And then also this part down here. So on the Tacoma, we followed that edge all the way around. On the Ram, what you're going to see on the back edge is the inside seal is straight across, and then you can see this. So the hacky way is if you follow this curve, you leave a gap right in here. Technically can't really notice it a whole lot, but it's a more hacky way to do it, in my opinion. I've done it before, and I felt like it was hacky. But you can just connect the dots. So we're going to go straight here and straight there, round it a little bit. Everything will take in. Or you can use a plotter, either or. So we're going to roll this down a little bit. We're going to wipe off our top edge, I think, this time, so we don't have a funky cut. Right? We got to do that now. How's the Blue Max? Blue Max is good. I like the hybrid. I just, you know, I have squeegee ADD. Every once in a while, I just like to switch around squeegees. I have, a cropped and a non-cropped version of a Blue Max. I have both. Oh yeah, are we doing this? God, this is so inconvenient at this point. This should have been done beforehand. Gotta pull that back, gotta do this and try and, there we go. Better, right? I think. We'll see. Look, I'm so tall. If that was this whole reason why sometimes I can't cut a top edge, just because it's dirty, that would actually help a lot of people too, I think. I don't know. That went nice. I never even thought about it. You learned something new. So we got to play a little bit of connect the dots. The cricket is cool. Man, it sounded like a forest this morning. They're relentless. They're so small too. They're only like this big, and they'll hide in my floor and all over the place and just drive me crazy. Because this place is quiet enough to where, like, it's finally a quiet shop. Yay. And then you have literal crickets. Have you ever scratched a car? Yes, sir. It's not fun. So what I mean by connect the dots is straight lines. So we have enough information to make our cuts. You put a little notch, and that window's going to go straight down. So we just need to, like, basically, we draw some intersecting lines, and then we go straight across, round it off. This one, most of this tucks right down into the seal, so you just got to follow this cut a little bit here. You're just trying to make a nice little curve there, but most of it's going to be straight. Straight, and then you're going to connect it. And then just round it. And then I'll look at how ugly that round is. Let's go a little bit more. That's much better. We like that. That looks good. After years, we're still learning things. Too true. That one's a pretty simple thing, but man, I don't know. I just didn't think about it. Dirty top edge for cutting. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you ever have troubles cutting a top edge, try wiping it off first. There you go. Pro tip for today. All right, we're gonna be cutting these out sideways, or shrinking them sideways. We already cut them out sideways. This could be, I'm so annoyed that it's black though. Whenever we have black vehicles and videos, they don't mix super well. It's harder to see everything. So when I go to post this as a dedicated video, unfortunately everything's just so dark. It's just, nah. Can you double shrink? Yeah, you can. I don't, and I don't have a good answer for you other than I've just so used to single shrinking them that I just, every once in a while, I'll just do it, but I usually don't. But it would be, good God, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. So I was just squeegeeing it sideways, and then these were like huge, and then I just creased the fuck out of it. Rip. Rip, 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 rip. We gotta recut out a door. Good God. That was so dumb. That was dumb. We're gonna save you. Maybe you'll be helpful for a back window or something. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy here. We're gonna recut it. So if you ever wanted to know how to cut this door out and you missed the first time, just hang tight. We'll walk you through it here. Oh yeah, it's the heavy roll. What happened to F in chat? I don't know. I mean, it's probably an old meme at this point. Oh, there it is. Have you ever had a bad day where everything goes wrong? Oh, yeah. That still happens. So, some of that happens off stream. Thankfully, to some extent. So, for instance, I had somebody come in with like a new Rogue, and I didn't know they had the little strips on them, and that took me a little bit to figure out. And I was like, yeah, no problem. 2 fronts on a Rogue. It'll take about half hour, 45 minutes. Man, the set of doors took me like an hour and a half. And like this person was like, I've never had tint, and like I'm just kind of nervous to get tint because like this is my baby, and you know it's my first brand new car, and you know I just want to try and do good things for it and make sure that the work is nice. And it's like, yeah, no problem. And then like just every time I tried to tint that door, it just was going south. The bottom seal, the bottom seal was dumb, and and that little strip was like extra dumb. It was just, and then every once in a while, like, tint a window, there's a hair in it, re-tint it, there's a scratch in it. Had a guy bring in a BMW. Was it? Yeah, no, it was an Audi. He brought in an Audi for like 2 front doors, and he was like, yeah, you, I guess you tinted at this other place and did it. They referred me over to you because you did, like, I wanted to come to you because you did such a nice job on my other one. And then I did it. I had to re-tint the driver's one later because it turned out that there was a small scratch at the bottom from a like a triad or something. I don't know. Just caught a rough spot and put a scratch in it. And I'm like, great. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of times. That it's just, then you start stressing yourself out because you're trying to deliver at like a certain time too, and you got other work coming in. That's the fun stuff. So one reason I like this stream setup is that it gives me a lot of time to over focus on a car, so hopefully I can just like take a breather and not worry so much about time and just try and take it easy. Those new Rogues are kind of tricky at first. Yeah, like way more tricky than I thought it was gonna be. So we're gonna do the same thing on this one. We're just, again, we're cutting out, look, we're gonna do this so we kind of know where we're gonna go right off the beginning. Sweet. And then hopefully we won't crease it. There is a fair amount of curvature when you take it and tint it or shrink it sideways on some windows. Like on the back doors, the bottom edges are so much wider than it is tall, which is also why we cut it out short. Like these are pretty stubby this way and very long this way. I think they're probably longer than these front doors are. So for back doors, they're, oh, please. Guys, I'm out. How did nobody catch that? I don't expect you to catch it. Do you guys want 2 patterns for the same size? See, I'm done. That's it. I'm out. We're leaving the stream. God damn it. I should have known it. Somebody asking, like, have you ever just made a bunch of mistakes? Yeah, we did. This is 3rd time we're cutting out this window because we cut it out the wrong way. So there you go. There you have it. Yes, it happens to me. Everything goes wrong sometimes. Just the dumbest things. Good God, you guys want to see how this is cut out the 3rd time? Oh no. Is there a limit on how many glass aids you can buy? Oh no. Oh no, they're finding out. I didn't want to. No, everything all at the same time. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm sorry. Glass 8 is back. Friday, I was supposed to get 3,000 rolls. I got 600 rolls. So what happened was you guys ordered literally every roll. So the next batch is supposed to be coming at the beginning of the week. Like it's supposed to be on the way. And then there should be no more shortage issues. So the guys that paid attention and jumped on it like real fucking quick, like, yeah, you guys just blew through it in a day. Sorry. It's back. It's not. It's gone. But it is supposed to come back very, very quickly after this next shortage. Good God. Yeah. Right in the middle of this window, too. That's fine. Anyways, moving on. What was that? Tint shop I use has a machine to auto cut tint. Spec to vehicle, costs about 10K. Yeah, so you can definitely have plotters that cost that much. I don't like plotters as much. So it's very software reliant. So when he says to spec, I mean, it sound like plotters you can make sound real fancy. It's cutting out whatever it was programmed to cut out. So he doesn't get anything from the auto manufacturer. Plotter companies are supposed to make good patterns, and there's a lot of them where the patterns fall very, very short of what I consider good. And then also there can be variances from one window to the next. So, yeah, he's not kidding about the machine costing 10K, but hand cutting's gonna turn out a little bit cleaner if it's done right. What is the Pro Nano? 70, same price, 3650 and 36 by 100 on your website. I didn't set it, I don't know. GeoShield might want to be aware. Sounds like a deal to me, unless the price of the long roll is more expensive, or the short roll is as expensive as the long roll, and it's like all high. But that's a heavy investment. 10K for a plotter, like, yeah, it's a decent investment. You definitely can spend like a couple grand and still get a plotter. It just depends on the plotter that you go with. But it really doesn't matter like as much. Like a higher end plotter is not necessarily going to give you much better cuts. The machine might be a little less finicky, but they're generally just better made machines. Look at this. I have a straight edge. I just decided to use it. It was sitting over there for a while and I forgot. No. Let's do this one. You guys tired of seeing this window get cut out? Just want that as a visual guide. Yay! Third time. So we can mess up on the other door a lot. Twice. We can mess up on it twice. Sweet. Oh yeah, and you pay like $150 a month for the software. Cause yeah, they gotta update patterns. It's not the easiest thing to do. All right, we're gonna be a little more careful now. That way we don't screw it up. Yeah, that's kind of big. We could probably split that up in half rather than just run it all the way across. You could do half on one side, half on the other if you really want to, but I don't know. I'm so used to shrinking on one side, so like, whatever, bro. Hey, we got there. We got patterns on the glass. So we're gonna set these up for shrinking. We're gonna shrink this sideways. So quick explanation why. I'm doing this in carbon. I don't have short rolls in carbon right now. So rather than doing it vertically and shrinking on the bottom, you can flip your road sideways because this is definitely shorter than this. And then you can shrink sideways. It's just a little different to get used to. I've messed up plenty of patterns this way. Just took me a little while to get used to, but that's fine. So to shrink sideways, we'll start with the front door. We're doing the exact same thing. So I'm pulling like I'm gonna snap shrink. So normally we would get film to go all the way across, and we don't do that when you flip it sideways. You're gonna screw up the film. But we're doing the exact same thing, just on the other edge. So you don't want to go too heavy on this either, because a lot of tension in here will cause the film to kind of like flip back out of the seal. So if you need to shrink it some more, just take it off, re-wet it, and then snap this side too. So on a big door like this one, we might actually do that. He has contracts with the police, so I guess it may help with volume. Yep, that's exactly it. Plotters will help with high volume shops. They'll help a lot with that. I've worked at quite a few. All right, so again, just a little bit. There you go, that's enough. And then there we go. Sweet. So if we want to shrink on the other edge, it's as simple as pulling it back off, re-wetting it, shifting it over this way, and then you can tack it back down. You can try and push some stuff that way if you want. Grab your heat gun, flip your edge up, and then just give it a little bit. There you go. That's it. So now you have like kind of a little shrink here, a little shrink there, helps pull everything at the bottom flat. Because that is what I would be worried about happening, is little fingers popping up at the bottom. Yeah, so with plotters, like I've worked at high volume shops. That's like, it's kind of, when you're just getting through car after car after car. That's what it's really good for. Some of the patterns just aren't quite as great as others, and that's where like it's very different from here. So we're all tinting cars, but I'm always a little bit particular with everything that I do here. So plotter cuts most of the time just aren't quite as clean, and windows will vary a little bit. So it's like some of those small differences are a big deal. I'm done. I'm so fucking done. Ah! Oh, no. So some of those small differences are going to be pretty big differences for me. Fuck me, man. I knew it. There's always something. You just can't do this right. Maybe we should stop now. So little guy right there, and then little guy right there. That's just screwed up my whole thing. Why can't it be the other side, man? Hey, wanna cut out another door with me? Shit. We're not having it today. Who said that in the chat? Who's like, you ever have a bad day where nothing seems to be going right? It's like when somebody's like, hey, you don't do windshield strips, and then all of a sudden we start getting a bunch of windshield strips. I blame you. I blame you for cursing my stream. When you start going through all the normal things and then something happens, yeah, it just throws you for a loop. All right, one more time. We're getting real good at cutting this out, though. And we're gonna get a new blade here too. Does the MacTac leave fibers behind? Oh, we didn't start the stream with coffee. That is true. A new one probably will leave little fibers behind, but they're on the outside, so they don't really matter. Yeah, I blame chat today. No, it's all good. We'll get there. We'll get there one way or another. It's a matter of time, right? We got one pattern done. We got the other side done twice. And then, you know, so eventually we'll get there. We'll get there with a good pattern and we'll get it installed and everything will be great. It's just a lot of suffering to get there today. So, bear with me. It'll be fine. Super. Aww.
Michael Rogers super chatted $20. We've all had those days. Hope this helps make it better for you. At least you have the film facing the right way.
We've all had
this
those
time.
days. Hope this makes it better. Michael Rogers, thank you for the 20. Wow. Yeah, that definitely makes my day a little better. You just help pay for all the film that we wasted. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to keep powering through it. I mean, this happens so often in the beginning, and yeah, I'm not immune to it either. Just a bunch of dumb little mistakes. Whenever you're like, there'll be those like grooves that everything's going great, and then some little dumb slip up, and then all of a sudden it's like next thing you know, everything just goes bad. I don't know why that is, but that's the way this business can definitely be. So thank you for that. And then shows integrity by not, like some people would say F it and try and install it. Yeah, I've been there. Let's hope it's only third time's the charm. Maybe it'll be fourth or fifth time's the charm. I don't know. But one thing's for sure is I get it for enough time, so I put out a good job. I mean, because I've been there and I've done that. I've put out half-assed work. Sometimes it's at places because I had no choice, and it's just kind of like you cross your fingers and hope it doesn't come back. And I always hated doing that. And then but the thing is, no matter what, when it does come back, there's a whole lot more problems because you got a regular day, and if you had just redone it in the first place, you would have saved yourself a lot of time. But having to like strip it off and then redo it, it's just a lot more hassle. So it sucks, and I think every single time I'm like, oh, do I really have to? But oh look, we have a pattern and it's cut out correctly. Wow. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the master class of tinting here. Whoa, thank you. All right, we're gonna do this a little differently.
Jose78 Rios super chatted $9.99. I told you you need cough
Thank you.
break.
Told you need a coffee break. I have a problem with that. So yeah, I do like taking a break, but they're also like, they're just kind of waiting for it. So it's been ingrained in me ever since I've had a job. It's kind of like if there's work to get done, like, and it's keeping you from like finishing your day, then you just buckle down and do it. I'll put off doing like some stuff I don't feel like doing, but when it comes to just like tinting or just like general work, it's like, so that's why we were up till like 1 in the morning. It's like we had orders, and if we're not putting them out, then they're just sitting there, and it's like, it's just kind of in the back of our minds, so we just want to like just get them out the door, because that work starts stacking up. So anytime I would take a lunch break. Look, we have it. It's ready to tint. Don't touch it now. So anytime I would take a lunch break at like another shop, there would be extra work to do from taking the lunch break. And it's like, really? Like, where's the lunch break? You told me to take a lunch. And then next thing I know, it's just, oh, there's my water. I'll take a water break. I should have some water. It's warm in here. Just put on some ceramic. How do I get rid of those micro bubbles? You strip it off and redo it, unfortunately. I've looked at the numbers for Geocarbon 5, has almost the same IR as the Ceramic 5. Well, with the 5%, so the 50% heat reduction, it ranges. So the way that carbon works is they put carbon particles in the film. So the more carbon that's in there, the better heat reduction that you're gonna get. So yeah, with the darker carbons, you're gonna get a little bit better. With the lighter ones, not quite as much. And so with ceramic, let me back up for a second. With the carbon, you get the coloring also from the carbon, so they just add more for the coloring. So there's essentially no dye in it. So with the ceramic, there's ceramic in it, but the film doesn't get its coloring from the ceramic. It gets it from either carbon or dye. So when they add that in there, then they don't have to add, like you could have a 5% and it block out a bunch of heat, but you could also have a 70% and it block out a bunch of heat, or even lighter than that. I feel like my camera's jittery. I keep seeing it stutter. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Does it look jittery to you guys, or does it seem smooth? Can we see the back of your computer setup? Oh, I'm out of coffee. That's why. That's sad. It was good coffee today, too. No, not for a while. The back of my computer setup is it's just a mess back there right now. So not yet. Not until I clean it. So would carbon 5 and ceramic 5 have the same number on a BTU meter? I could put it on there and we could see. I don't think today, but if you remind me. I got the heat lamp up front. I got some people waiting up there, so. I'll remember to put it back here and then we can check it out. It's a good question. Yeah, whatever the IR numbers are, that'd be really interesting to find out. Oh, I know why I walked over there. I know why I walked over there. I'm a dum-dum today. Oh well, I'll use this one. Where'd you get the cart from? It's a beta tool cart. I could only find it on Amazon. It was like $5.50 for the cart. I got it when I was mobile. It's cool because the whole thing collapses down, so it comes up to this height, and then these drawers, they'll just layer on top of each other. The handles will fold in, so it's really portable. It's still big, but that's what it does. Do you have the Geo display boards? Yeah, I've got them up front. They're a good way to show the shades. But every time I have a customer, I always take them back outside and show them my vehicle. It's the easiest way to explain it. It's like, okay, so 20 is what you normally have on trucks and SUVs, but having a vehicle to demo everything is way better because it just puts context into everything. This is what 50 looks like on the windshield. This is what 35 looks like. So on mine right now, I've got 50 on the windshield, 35 in the front doors, minus the ceramic window that I did in 20 for a video that I'm going to be replacing. And then we've got, what was the last thing that we got? We have 20 on the back right now. The only extra thing that I wish I had was a 35% windshield. Having a 35% windshield is like way helpful for showing, because that's a big decision. You're gonna do the full windshield. Do you wanna go with 50 or 35? And to have the 50 there is nice. To have 35 there would be extra nice. Whoa, let's not do that. Stay up there, thank you. We haven't tinted a window yet. Maybe that's gonna be as fun as cutting them. .40 windshield was pretty dark. So 50, it was always like, to me, a really light shade. But then I put like, so I had 35 and then we had 50 and I put it on the Blazer, and then it's like, when I'm thinking of somebody else driving it, I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? 50 is actually like, I wouldn't say that it's dark, but there's a lot of reflections from the sky, so it really kind of blends that clear spot into the rest of the window, and it looks reasonably dark. And when you sit in it, it's definitely a little bit darker. But 35 was always like the best, I think, for glare reduction. Boom axe? Yes. How do I get the corners to lay down flat? On the top or the bottom? On like door windows? Cool. Let me make sure. All right, cool. I had a couple of windows I didn't even notice. I like rolled them down. And then the top, oh, I just remembered. This is the first tuck with the green shank. Guys, this is a big deal. This is the first tuck. Ooh, this is nice. Is this smoother? No, it's not. I don't think so. They're shiny. I'll say that. These things definitely have some gloss to them. I like it. It's good. They're the same as the yellow. They just look way better. So, is XPEL XR Plus tint worth it? We have some XPEL dealers that will definitely say absolutely, and I've never used it, so I'll take their word for it that it's absolutely worth it. Their clients sure seem to be happy, so. If you really like high-end, okay, so this goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier. So when you're getting something like XR Plus, what you're paying for is like at the top echelon. You're not gonna get like The law of diminishing returns. So it's expensive, but you're paying for like the tippy top in ceramic technology for the time. So it blocks out, I don't know, like 95 to 98% IR. So it's like, it's way up there in heat rejection. So are you gonna feel like a huge difference between 75 and 90%? Well, you probably feel a difference, yeah. But if you never had it before, both of them will probably feel good. So it's totally up to you. It's just like, it's more for like, you know, if you're buying like a high-end car. Like it's just, a cheap car will get you from A to B. And there's speed limits too. So that one's totally up to you. If you got the extra cash to spend on it, I'm sure you're not gonna be disappointed. But it definitely is like paying for an all-out super fast computer or something. Eventually it's just you're throwing money at it, and it may not be worth it, but you are watching a tint channel, so it may be worth it. You'll definitely be happy regardless. Okay, where's my film? We need a pattern. We have 2. Did we shrink this? I don't think we shrunk this. No, we did. We did shrink this one, and then we took it off. Yep, we're right. Oh yeah, I need this guy. Need this guy right here. How's the eBay transition film? I ripped it off. I'm sorry to report, I thought I was gonna keep it on for much longer. I gave it a pretty thorough testing for everything except like longevity, and I don't think it's worth keeping on a vehicle. So, when you pull it out in the heat, and leave it out in the heat, it goes from transition to clear. And that takes some time, but like just sitting out on a hot day, it'll all fade to clear. And then if you store it in a garage and then pull it outside and it's just generally a little cooler, it'll do better. But yeah, you go to a store, you leave it out in the parking lot for like a little while, and you come back to it, your car will be clear. No fun. No fun at all. So I yanked it and I put some Walmart ceramic on it, because I thought that, I was like, hey, you know what? Could really go for some Walmart ceramic on my car. And yeah, we're posting the video tomorrow. It'll be fun. I'm excited. The color changing video is actually doing pretty well. It hit, I think, just under 50,000 views, which is really cool to see for like putting effort into videos again. That's the YouTube game. If you guys want to know how it all works, gotta have something kind of outlandish, reasonably edited, and just kind of fit that YouTube profile. Everything else will kind of work, but those types of videos will work best if you're trying to grow a channel. So I'm glad I can do both. Have you ever left tools in a car? Yeah, I actually left a brand new hybrid squeegee and a shorty handle, which together that's like what, 25 for the handle and then another like 15 for the squeegee. Sad. Yeah, I've done it. Oh, you know what the worst is? Okay, here's the worst. You guys, leaving your own tools in a car is one thing. Borrowing tools from a tech and then accidentally leaving something that's part of a special edition set where they can't buy them anymore in somebody's car, and then that customer never coming back is way worse. Because they're there to haunt you for as long as you're at that shop. Still to this day. No, I haven't seen the guy in a long time, but I'm sure he would remind me if I saw him. I needed a Phillips screwdriver. No big deal, but he had a special edition, like, breast cancer awareness month set in his toolbox. And this guy was very particular about leaving. He was very particular about leaving all of them in the drawers that they came with. Oh, 1 second. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm wondering, you guys have open employment for today?
No, unfortunately, we're booked up till mid next week.
Okay. Well, do you know any nearby tints that you think that'll be, not booked up?
Unfortunately, probably not. Saturdays is everybody's busiest day, and most tint shops are booking up at least a couple weeks in advance right now. So Saturdays today would be really tough to get into.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye. So yeah, he had a Snap-on. It was like a Snap-on or a Matco set. I don't remember which one, but it was a special edition set, and you couldn't find any of them, even on eBay or whatever. And it was just like, no, it's cool. It's cool. You don't have to pay me. You know, I just wish I had it in my box. And then every time I was there, he would make it a point to be like, man, you know, I wish. Funny, I went to go grab that screwdriver, and I don't have it. And you knew it hurt, and it's like, sucks. No fun. If you're gonna borrow people's tools, definitely put them back. That's his fault for using such tools. When you get into mechanics and techs, like, dude, they're huge into their tools. Like, they'll have thousands and thousands of dollars into tools. Like, tinting tools is nothing compared to somebody's well-maintained toolbox. Like, the toolbox itself could be $10K plus easily. And then just an air ratchet, a branded air ratchet will be hundreds of dollars. And then I got people saying $200 is too much for tint tools. For a full set. And lending them out. No, he was being nice. It's my fault for losing it. He was just like, yeah, here. I like you. You can use the screwdriver. And it's like, he didn't think it was gonna go missing. Where's the hybrid squeegee? It's in the toolbox right now. So I have a couple. I'm just playing around with the regular and the cropped version right now, the Blue Maxes. I have a drawer full of squeegees. I'll play around with them. I got a bunch of squeegees, bro. My work has the best ideas from you? What are those? Is there a beginner's toolkit for sale on the website? Okay, so not on mine. There's a lot of basic tools that I have for sale. Kind of, if you want to tint a car, everything can be found there except a bulldozer. But there's a few preset together kits. You can check out. Let me see. Let me make sure this is gonna work for you. I'll drop a couple of links for you. Sun Distributing. Ugh. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So there's that one. They have not quite a beginner kit, but it's everything that you could want in a toolkit, and you can mix and match your options. And then also Tint Depot. Tint Depot's got a more budget-friendly starter kit. Then there's also ones on Amazon. I'm actually gonna make a video sometime this next week. I bought like 5 Amazon toolkits, and I'm gonna be going through all of them just to kind of like, we'll see what we're working with as far as quality goes, and if there's any ones that I recommend. Because there's a whole bunch of them to pick from. And it seems like all of them are missing stuff. So I hope they take notes too and rearrange them based on a few suggestions. But yeah, that sun distributing link, that one's pretty handy too, because you like both the Tint Depot and the sun distributing, you can see a lot of the tools that I'm using. If you ever wonder what I'm using, check out those links. Except they have to keep updating them, because then I start using something else and they're like, oh, what the heck? You use the same tools for years and now you're changing all the time. Well, I'm glad the installation part's going pretty well. Until we get to that back door, and then maybe it'll just all go downhill from there. So this was a 1 o'clock appointment. What time is it? It's 3. Is it a 1 o'clock? Have you like cropped or not cropped? I like the non-cropped one. I like how long I can use them for, but just for sheer tinting a car, I like the crop better. The squeegee will get into some more spots a little bit easier. So on this one, you're not going to see as much of a difference between the two. But when it goes to like windshields and sides that taper down and stuff, like, so this one is fine. I could flip it around and I could use like this end on it if I really wanted to, because it's all like squared off and stuff, so I can use it for longer. But this is really nice too, because you can get these edges kind of like in the sides and squeegee those out a little bit better. And then it's just, when you're squeegeeing along the back end, this can bump into the seals and stuff, and then this one won't. So they have their purposes. They're different purposes. Doing a great job. I'm the customer. Cool, thank you. We weren't doing a great job earlier. We messed up one of your doors. The tint for the door, not the actual door. Your door's great. We just screwed up the tint too many times in a row. But you'll be happy with the end result, because we suffered through messing it up a few times. It was just like stupid little mistakes. Context. Yeah, right, we messed up your door. It's broken now. No, your door's great. We messed up the tint in a non-destructive manner. When are you gonna do a video shaving squeeze blades? What? Shaving squeeze blades? What's a squeeze blade? Is there a cropped hybrid? No, there can't be. The hybrid, it was beveled on both sides, so you can actually use it for longer, which I think is a really happy medium there. I really like the hybrid a lot. So on the hybrid, what you got is both sides here have that taper there, so they're both beveled off. So you can flip it around and use both squeegees. If they cropped it, it wouldn't make sense. But that's the difference with that. When doing the trim, how do you avoid making ripple cuts? Ripple cuts. You mean like the film bunching up? I'll try and like smooth the film ahead of time, so I'm not cutting into a bunch of fingers or anything. It's just kind of laying flat, if that's what you mean. See, look at that. Look at that nice dry door panel. All right, one more. The super fun door that we didn't have any pattern problems with. What size for the carpet shield? So this is a 24 by 200 foot roll. It'll cover a whole lot. It'll cover a whole lot of windows. I was using the short roll and I just went through it way too fast. I just buy four at a time. They'll last a few months, I think. I don't know. Something like that. That's what it seems like. So on the inside there, I think, are we gonna use a Sharpie? Are we gonna use a Sharpie? What are we gonna use? I used a liner last time and cut out my back window on the glass board, or at least the side pieces. I'm gonna do that again on this one, I think. Usually cut them on the inside, but now that we have a glass board to play around with, we're starting to venture off into using them a little bit more, but still keeping our bearings. Was that tape that you're using? It's house wrap tape. Sounds so professional for tinting. Yeah, there's tuck tape, house, they're all like sheathing tapes / house wrap tape. So tuck tape, Tyvek, and then Lowe's has one too. What about the plastic on the door panel? That's called carpet shield. It just works really well for the job. There's not a lot of stuff that sticks to door panels, but also peels clean. Most things just don't stick to door panels, even tape. Tapes have a hard time sticking to most door panels. Is it hard to tint a windshield? If you've never tinted before, yeah, you're gonna have an interesting time doing your windshield. There's a lot to keep in mind. It really comes down to learning how to shrink film. Is gonna be like the biggest challenge, but it's fun to try and learn. But if you're not looking to do it as like a side hobby or something, it's best to probably have somebody do it for you. To remove it? Oh. It can be. It can definitely be pretty time consuming, but you can definitely do it. It's just a lot of elbow grease. So, take 1-inch razor blades and get yourself a little steamer. And the steamer is gonna like help heat the film off the inside of the glass. And then you're gonna spray it with some like soapy water. Don't use glass cleaner. Use like a little baby shampoo or a little dish soap. Because you don't want to melt the glue. You want to like kind of keep it all in like a gummy form. So use soapy water, spray it, and then scrape it off with 1-inch razor blades. Get a whole pack of them. It's time consuming. Tint over tint? Yep, you can tint over tint. If you go to like a professional shop, they're not going to put a warranty on it. But if you just want to do it on your own, yeah, for sure, you can tint over tint. I'm good at shrinking, at least for new, but I think my cutting needs work to get that ultra clean install. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. I don't like using plotters. You always need to hand cut, but I mean, if you got the money for it, it's one of those things that could help out. Like, some of the best ways to teach new people is just with like mass cutting out a bunch of patterns, because those small differences aren't going to matter in the very beginning when you're just, you know, it's about repetition. So, you know, as long as you get the general idea for it, that's what you're kind of shooting for the most. You want to make sure that you get whatever shape pattern on the window, you get that as clean and efficiently as you can, and then work on all the little bits afterwards. When are you gonna do a video repair nick tint squeegee blade? Oh, I did one. It's already up. Yeah, so I used that, I got it sitting over there. I used that vise sitting over there to fix the squeegee blades. The video's already been up on the channel for a while. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like save big on squeegees with this tip, something like that. Putting blades. Okay, so here's like a really annoying thing. There's little keywords that YouTube will definitely flag, and I'm not trying to hurt my videos any more than they already get hurt. So if I put heat gun in the title, or if I put like squeegee blades in the title, that's probably not the greatest to have in the title. Shit, they're probably picking it up right in the middle of the video as I say it. Oh. Did one of these where it peeled on the top and then it peeled on the... We'll get it out. Just give me a sec. It's just hard to grab onto. There we go. Having problems with the back window. Every time I tint it, I get hair in it. You're brushing up against something. It's either scraping against the deck lid, which would probably be the most common for like a hair, so the bottom's probably like flipping on the bottom. The edge of it is probably flipping on the bottom or something. Something like that. That would be my first thought. What do we need? So we need a way to pop those headrests out. These ones can be a little bit annoying. Sometimes they come out easily. Sometimes they don't really grease these up very much. They got these little like buttons that don't really look like buttons. There we go. Oh, that one's nice. Good job. Some of them have been like stupid difficult to like take out. Like they missed something on the assembly line. Save your arm hairs. If we're really desperate at that point, probably. There we go. So these little guys right here, they're like small little buttons. Like, so there's these like tab looking things, and then there's a little button in the center. You gotta like wedge those in, and then they'll pop out. So we're going to, I think we're gonna mark it out with the liner. And then we're going to put that over on the board and then cut it out. You can sometimes take a hair out. So those will be tricky. They're not... If it's a big hair, sure. If it's a small one, a really thin one, it gets more difficult to do. It really does. I wish it was as simple as just peeling it back and flushing it out, but sometimes they'll pop up more towards the bottom, and they'll be like a real pain. Well, that's probably why. Yay! I just had a thought. I was like, oh hey, if I don't have, if this heat gun fizzles out, do I have a spare? I'm pretty sure I do. So I know I heated this one out on the side. All I'm doing is running some hot air in here. And then I'm gonna squeegee it out. Just get it to lock down. There's a finger that popped up right in the middle. So it helps to kind of leave the seal pulled back too for a little bit. So we're gonna leave that guy there for a minute. Let that guy warm up, dry out, and then I suppose, should we find a liner? We just threw away a bunch of them. This guy, this would work. The $20 heat gun, that's right. It's a good heat gun. I use what works. If it works, I don't care if it was cheap or expensive. That thing definitely works. It gets hot. It blows enough air. I wish it blew some more air, got hotter, but it seemed like all the other little things I put in comparison to it didn't quite match up. So, I don't know. We'll get there. We'll find something else. Okay, so liner. We're going to cut out clear. We're just gonna match everything up, and we're gonna take this over to the glass board. And then we're gonna cut it out with this instead. Can I shrink tint with water? How? Oh, like wet shrink a window? Is that the question? Or am I helping you out too much? So this corner in particular is kind of nice to be able to make sure it turns out really clean. Ooh, we're coming up a little high. Yeah, you can wet shrink if you want. I don't. But if you want to, you can. I'm not gonna try and teach you how to do it because it's not how I do things. Find somebody that's good at wet shrinking and prefers it and have them teach you. How do you dot matrix cut the tint? Can't stick to it. What? It can't stick to it, but it overlaps it. Okay, so this is facing this way. This, math. Not really math, but. So this should be facing this way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop this on here. So our sticky side is facing this way, and then the way we have this cut out right now is as if we're on the inside right now. So we can flip it and we can cut out the other side. This always takes a little bit of effort for me to figure out. Ooh, you know, I just had a thought. Rather than trying to freehand this top edge, this is gonna be much better to do it this way. So that top edge on that ram is really straight, and there's that metal frame. So we're gonna try and get it as tight as we can up in there. So we're gonna use that flat edge that's already on the film, and then we're gonna cut everything else out. So this was just kind of a hiccup. So really we can do this guy right here. Stay a little bit longer. And then follow this general curve here. That's what's nice about trucks. You got a lot of room to work with on this one on the inside, so even if you're not exact with your cuts, you're going to be pretty close to where everything should fit okay. And then there you go. That should be your plotted back window. You can even shrink it if you want, which I think I do. What's the difference between wet shrinking and dry shrinking? One's wet and one's dry. That's the dumb answer. Just had a thought. This is sideways, so we can't shrink on the bottom. Remember? Remember that? This is sideways, so if we're gonna shrink it, we have to shrink it out that way. Don't shrink it out that way. Whew, we almost screwed that one up. Anyways, so dry versus wet shrinking, you're never gonna see me wet shrink a windshield or a back window, just because it doesn't make sense. There's ways to do it, and if you're already doing it and it's easier for you, then keep doing that. If you've never shrunk before, then just learn how to dry shrink. Just do it, dry shrink. So your shrinking film, you got to get it hot. That causes the film to kind of melt and shrink. So when you have water on it, that keeps it all cool, and it just makes your shrinking way more sloppy. Is it still on? Oh, my bad. I should have turned this off after I finished that door. Shuts off after 20 minutes. So we're gonna try and tuck this up as well as we can. This, stay please, thank you. This at the top, this is just like a metal frame. I don't know why they made this way. They just made it to, they just did it to make it extra annoying. There is like this little bit of leeway in there, usually, where you can kind of like pull it back a little bit and slide the film underneath, but it's real close. So we're gonna do the best we can with it. Because if you just cut it on the inside, a lot of times, like, you have to ship it off, or else you have a little gap there. How do you clean the microfiber towels? I throw them in the wash. I don't use a dryer sheet though. Dryer sheets make them all funky. They start coating the fibers. I looked up some how to wash microfiber videos, and yeah, don't use dryer sheets. And don't use a lot of heat either, but you can just, I don't know, I just put them in the dryer, put them on medium heat, do like a regular wash, and they come out pretty nice. But they're not ultra expensive microfibers either. Not yet anyways. What detergent? I've just been using like Tide, just the same stuff I use for clothes. Seems to work good. But I haven't compared it to like anything super nice. Like no premium microfiber wash or whatever. Like I haven't gone that far yet with microfiber towels yet. But I suppose one of these days we probably will dive into the great world of microfibers and proper ways to wash them. And the main takeaway from it was like the less chemicals on your microfibers, like the better. You just want something nice to wash them and then be gentle on them so they don't get lots of like waxy residue on the fibers, or you don't want to heat up the fibers because that'll make them just be stupid at that point. It's not gonna. They're gonna feel like really weird, and they're not gonna wipe off a window very well. So I have noticed leaving dryer sheets out and using like just cooler water, and they seem to last much longer. All right, we got one in, so that's cool. We're gonna do the other one. So we got that template sitting over there, and then we're gonna see if we can grab a piece off of that template, right? Where did we put that? Did we throw that template out? Were we that dumb? Chat, where did I put the template? Did I just throw it out? Is it this? Wow! I'm so smart. Let's not do that, huh? We kind of need that. Yes, you did. What are we doing today? This is one of those days where everything just doesn't go right. No, it's not too bad. It's okay. So, now, film, glue, that's facing the, what side? So I got the tint side facing me right now. So that means my liner, so this is the glue's facing me, means I gotta go this way. Is that what we gotta do? We can line this up here. And then, because that will then stick directly to the inside. Cool, so we have it facing the right way. Yay! So it's the same window on both sides, just flipped. So you just flip the liner and then cut the same thing. So you could save these if you're really good about storing things. You can definitely save this. And then you don't have to cut a new one every time you go to do it. And a Ram is definitely one of those cars that I get pretty frequently. I just end up throwing it out anyways because, oops. Just cleaning up and like, yeah, I'll never use that again, and then here I got another one, so. I didn't say anything because I thought you would use the other one from the back window. Oh, you think I'm so smart? Yeah, I probably should have done that too, right? We're not that smart. Sometimes we are. We try. You guys just, it's a little zoo. You guys just watch from a distance and you're like, aw, he tries. He gets there eventually. Just wait. Why is there tape on here? That's different. Ew. Well, that's dumb. That left a bunch of adhesive all over the, like, masking tape is bad. Masking tape leaves lots of shit behind. So now we gotta clean that without ruining a defroster line. This is one of the days where everything goes right. Not exactly. Cool. So let's grab these two. I forgot them. Just remember, we got a full windshield after this. Oh boy, that's gonna go. It's gonna be something. That'll be good. I've done a lot of Ram windshields lately, so should be fine. We just did an Explorer one this morning. That was nice. I missed it. Miss doing easy windshields. There we go. That's looking pretty good. You're legit. Aw, thank you. Yeah, there is a lot going on here. I don't want it to impact the job though. That's why I tried to make it as like easygoing as we could. So whether or not I'd be live, this is kind of how it's gonna go. There's some things that'll definitely go a little slower though, but in the end, the result's good. Dodge Charger rear windows are my worst nightmare. We just had a video on them too. They're definitely tougher back windows to shrink, but if you haven't seen that video, it's definitely a helpful one to watch for you. The back windows are, yeah, they're not super fun, but they're, I don't know, you can get the hang of them. All right, so we gotta cut out the inside. That's the last thing we gotta do. So for this one, I guess I'm just gonna take a piece here. I mean, this is approximately how tall it is. So we'll go a little bit taller than that. Then it's just a matter of how wide is it. But it's just a big old rectangle. So it's approximately how wide it is. So we'll kind of just do that. And then we'll do square that off a little bit. Then we'll cut both the insides, I think. Oh no, we can trim it on the outside. We can do this guy. So that way we have a nice edge to work with. Just tuning in. Never seen you use a Blue Max. We hate the hybrid now, it's the worst. You haven't been watching all the live streams then. No, we're gonna use the other one. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna use this one. So this one has a nice bottom edge on it. And then we can square off one of these sides. That'll make it a little bit easier. So I like the hybrid. I still use the hybrid. I don't know, I'm just squeegee ADD. Just testing out some different ones. I've used the Blue Max here before, but right now I have a cropped and a non-cropped. So I just got so many squeegees to play around with. Might as well have some fun with them. They all do a good job. The hybrid, I think, is just a little bit better. Blue Max is okay for one car. I've used Blue Maxes for years. They'll get you more than one car. What? That was quite the comment. Alright. No, we're doing this backwards. Let's do it this way. So I have to cut this one out. So we got a nice straight edge there. We're gonna leave that like that. That's the edge that I want. So I'll use a nice straight edge on the bottom because it's just harder to get a knife down there. And then you got a nice clean spot to cut out the top. Then on this one, you just follow that edge down here. We're shifted over this way a little bit. We got something in the way right here, so we're just gonna cut around this. You also don't have to go over this far either. It just sometimes looks a little cleaner. Just having like the whole thing all glossy black back there. Or most of it. So this guy right here. Smart tint. I want to find some smart tint that goes with clear, or that that looks pretty clear. It's expensive though. It's gonna run at least, I think it's gonna run approximately like 400 for like one window, just material cost. I need it for a video. I need to do a video with it. It's like on a video bucket list right now. It would be really good. Oh yeah, somebody said the adhesive, and I was like, yeah, duh, adhesive. Ugh, why are you like that? The tiring part about tinting is every time you forget something, and then you gotta jump in and out. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna try some of this, and then we're hopefully gonna fix it. Do you have a beginner's tint tool kit on the website? I don't on mine. Sun Distributing. Tint Depot. Tint Depot. Wow, it doesn't like Tint Depot today. That's weird. Anyways, you can find them on Sun Distributing and Tint Depot. They both have starter kits that you can get. My whole site's kind of a starter kit. Wow. That did literally nothing. Different adhesives. God, that's like fried on there. That's not even like gummy adhesive anymore. It's just like baked. So what can we use? ATR's awfully like that. I also have this stuff, which I don't know. I don't even know if this is gonna do anything. Tint Depot. Hey, there it is. Those are recommendation lists. So you can find starter kits there. All right. Did we leave the thing over there? Good. We did. What time is it? I feel like it's late. 4. Eesh. We messed up one window too many times. I got a Honda Civic to tint tomorrow. Pretty basic. Yeah, pretty much. Starting to come off. I can razor it, I just, like, it's right here on the defroster. So I'm not gonna just tear through his defroster. So that would be annoying to have one little defroster line at the bottom that you're probably never gonna notice, but I would know. I would know! So I am gonna scrape just below it to give myself a head start with some of this. And then we'll just leave right by the line. That is super annoying. Any like household tapes, like clear Scotch tape or masking tape or duct tape, man, they dry, and when they fuse to a glass, they leave all kinds of shit behind, and it does not like to come off. So I just don't want to ruin this line. But maybe it already got ruined with all that adhesive on it. We're just doing our best. Come on. It's so close. It's just like the last little bit. Pull that headrest. This one that's sewn into the seat. That one's not coming out. Oh, we're almost there. Today, unscrub it. Try lacquer thinner. Sure, let me just go run and grab that real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Probably half an hour. Cool, it's off. I don't carry lacquer thinner here. I have no need for it, so maybe I do now. Thank you guys for waiting patiently. How do you mix your water? Baby shampoo, Dawn, and water. And shake, shake, shake. Alrighty, there we go. That's all we needed. We'll tin it faster than it took us to remove the adhesive. It's a little... That's why we hate tint removals. Most tin adhesive will come off easier than that, but you got so much more of it to remove. It all matters though. Anything left behind like that is gonna look like shit on the inside. If you notice, the jobs come out cleaner with more soap. No, I just use what I think I need for the job. I'm more of a slidey tinner, so I generally just use more soap because that's how I install it. There's a handful of like more old school tinters, they'll like their film to be kind of sticky. You know, kind of hear it almost pop as they're installing it sometimes. I always like just to try and slide it into place and then squeegee it out. Just real even. Why Dawn for cleaning power? No, for whatever reason with the type of tint that I'm using, it just helps it slide a little bit better. It had some sticky issues when we were first using it. It would freeze all the time to the window. So you clean it off, you go to install it, and then it's just like, just sticks. So throwing a little Dawn in there with the baby shampoo is just creates the right amount of slip. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna let these dry out a little bit, And then we'll put the headrest back on it before we deliver it. So now is the fun part. Now we do the windshield. So windshield on these, you have a BCM. Anybody that's watched this channel for long enough knows that, but there's always new people, so we make it a point to bring it up. So this is about as much as I get under a dashboard. BCM. Couple teaspoons per gallon, just like a good little squirt, like a quarter to a third of your soap. Okay, so there is this white BCM here. There's a lot of wires that go to this. So I take a towel, I run it up the top, I grab it over the back end, and I make sure it's all tucked on top of it, basically scooped over the wires. So, sorry, it's a little hard to show, but it's on the very top. The wires come into the BCM. It's basically protecting the very top of that if water were to run down. We're going to put another towel over this, and we're going to cover up the speaker grills as well. But just so I don't forget that, that's really important. So, windshield, 50%. Let's go get our film. Let's put some rolls back too. So carbon 20%. That's this stuff here. This very heavy. But now I can hold it like that. Cool. And then this is the 5%, so we're gonna put that back here. And then 50. I think we used 50 today. Yeah, I tinted an Explorer today in carbon 50 on the windshield, and then 20 on the front door. So that's this roll right here. It's already out because this is a whole carbon job. My, how far we've come. I'm expecting my battery to die some here in like sometime in here too. I don't know if it'll make it. We'll try though. How much for this one? All right, I need you guys to do some math. 320 plus 160. I think it's like 480. I just I always grab a calculator. What tint do you have on your personal car? Dude, I have the good stuff on my car. I have Walmart Black Magic ceramic right now. Very exclusive. Does a Pro Classic come with a lifetime warranty? Yes, sir. Everything that I install does. So if you're looking to buy Geo, yes, it does. $500 with $20 tip, or maybe with the super chat in there. Do you not use the yellow turbo? No, I hate the yellow turbo. I hate it with a very hateful passion. Yeah, the yellow turbo just isn't great. The Fusion ones are much better though. So I have like the pink one. Those are good. The yellow turbos they're just nothing but streaky. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know the difference between that one. The Home Depot microfibers versus the Costco microfibers. That one I couldn't tell you. I just buy the Costco pack. It's kind of a sweet spot for Costco too. So they have some things, like Costco's all about buying bulk with a discount. And they're usually, like when you're spending a little bit more money, it's generally better quality too. So the microfiber packs are pretty good from there. Other than that, I would get the Cry Me a River towels from the Rag Company. How do you get people to pick carbon over ceramic? That's a good question. I don't. I let them make their own decisions. It really is that. So I do everything to like bring up those films. Like, so we don't do any hard sales pitches here. Whatever film you get is a good film. You know, we're not the cheapest place in town. We're not the most expensive. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we should be. But anyways. I have a lot of videos with explanations on, you know, talking about the different films, and we install different films on a lot of cars. So, you know, it's how, a big part of it is how people find you. If they're just calling over the phone for a price, they're not really interested in anything more than tint with a price. I try to, even with those people, I'll try to start some type of a conversation now. So I'll ask them if there's anything in particular that they're looking for. But I had 2 people call today. Both were on stream, and both of them were like, hey, can you get me in today? Nope. Sorry. Oh, okay. So I still field a ton of those calls where people have no idea. They just want a quick tint job at whatever the most economical price is. But putting a lot of effort into what you do, and figuring out how to introduce that into new people and stuff, it shows. So that's been one way. Also, a heat box demonstration is the #1 thing that you can do. You shouldn't have a shop without a heat box. So everybody that comes in, I'll try to mention ahead of time what kind of film, and there's plenty of people that will still like commit to something like this. This was just already a pre-sold carbon job, pretty much. But a heat lamp demonstration is a really, really good way to show people the differences between the films. So when you can put the numbers on a spec sheet, that's good for maybe like an engineer. But when you put the numbers, when you get them to like feel the difference, that's way bigger. Whether or not they're interested, you taught somebody something. Like just showed somebody the differences between what's out there. There's a lot of lazy companies that don't even put the effort into showing people. They don't walk out to look at the customer's car before they pull it in. Like little things like that. It's like, really? I tinted for a company. They couldn't be bothered to walk outside and deliver a vehicle. If a customer had an issue with a tint job, they could not be removed from the front counter. They just like refused to walk outside. They're like, hey, could I show you something really quick? Or they'd call us. They're like, oh yeah, let me get the tinter. You're gonna make a video with Geo's new ceramic? Well, I plan on I plan on doing a C6 Corvette with it. I haven't used it yet, so this could be interesting. They say it's similar construction to the carbon. So in terms of like shrinking and looks and installation, that's what it's most similar to. So it'll be interesting. What did you use for the windshield? We used Glass Aid. It's a 10 mil thick tape. And we cut on that instead of the windshield, because last thing I want to do is damage this guy's windshield, because that would be way more expensive replacing that than this whole job. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it safe. So that's another thing is like being safe is one thing, and then like going a little above and beyond to like show that you're being safe is a good practice. So it's tape essentially, but it's very thick tape. You can't find anything like it on the market though. My chat's been bugging me for quite a long time when it went out of stock. Might be out of stock now for a week, but hey, we're getting it soon. I mean, and they give me lots of alternatives all the time. Just ask about all the alternatives to the door tape that we used. Have you ever gone door-to-door tinting? No, I wouldn't suggest that. Cold sales are just not a great idea. It's just a lot of extra effort. Like, hey, I could tint your car. Oh, I think I'm okay. I mean, eventually you'll get somebody to say yes, I guess. Could be the next big business, but... I can't find anybody in my city that installs ceramic tint. That is very weird. I mean, there's ceramic tint shops like in every city, I would imagine. Maybe not like super small towns, but not that far away, I guess. I don't know. I would talk to them. I'd talk to the shop that you're looking to bring it into, because more often than not, if you just call a shop and you're like, hey, I bought a film, would you install it for me? They're going to be kind of leery about it. They're going to want you to get the film that they're selling. One, it's because it's what they're used to using. And two, they have more in case they mess up. So if they like ruin your film, it's not completely their fault. They're just not familiar with the film that you brought them, especially when it's ceramic. So ask them, tell them you saw this channel too, and then clip the part where I say, hey, yo, dumbasses, get ceramic tint, what are you doing? Because seriously, if you're a tint shop, I get like if you're just starting, but like if you're an actual tint shop, then you should have more than just one tint. And I don't want to hear, oh, our customers aren't interested. It's just you're really bad at introducing it to people. I mean, I get it. It's like it's kind of hard to just bring up over the counter, but like, you know, if you just have it, eventually somebody's going to go, oh, okay. It's just lazy salespeople. Whoever they're buying film from will, unless it's somebody real sketchy, is gonna have a ceramic film. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed for all the years I've been installing just regular films. Because I've been installing regular films for a long time. And to see that people are genuinely interested in something better, it's everywhere. It's in Michigan. I mean, we got a cold state here. We still got people getting carbon and ceramic. How long did it take you to learn how to tint? I'm always learning. No, so I don't know. I mean, it was like a full-time job for me from the beginning, but I was kind of paid to learn. But I don't think I would have gotten into tinting any other way. So my dad had an auto accessories company. Eventually, that turned into pretty much a tint shop. But in the very beginning, it was an auto accessories company. They offered tinting, and they had a guy that was just a hurricane of window tint. The guy was he was fast. He puts a lot of people to shame. He was very, very, very fast. And then he got hired into another company and quit over the weekend. And then his business partner's son had been tinting for a little while. So they brought him in to teach me, and then I've just been watching other tinters since. So it's kind of been it was like a year. I always say like a year where I felt comfortable with most situations. But under the right conditions, I mean, taught people faster than that. It's about, a big part of it is the right mindset. Just like a good determination to get it, and you don't treat it like a job. You treat it like it's going to be a career. And like, you got to really pay attention to the details. So the little things. And then when you start playing around with film, that's where you really start to understand, like, oh, okay, this isn't just like quite what it looks like. But a good installer will make it all seem easy. God, this towel is just gonna give up on me one day. We've only had it for like a month now, right? It hasn't been that long. I still like it, but I wouldn't spend money on it. Tell them the best tinter on YouTube uses Geo. They need to get some. Or whatever they use, just get like a good ceramic version of it. It's 100% lazy sales though. Which better / more expensive, ceramic or carbon? The ceramic's more expensive. Our carbon fiber film is not quite as expensive. It's not carbon fiber, just that popped into my head. we did a ram for somebody, and like we talked to him about the different films and stuff, and it was just funny because like when you hear like people talk back to you or like repeat back to you kind of what you told them, it's like when you have too much information, which God, I got too much information. I'm over explain so many things. So I'm trying to tone that down when I talk to people. Just try and say the important bits, and I don't have to like spit out everything that's in my head. There it is. So with the guy with the RAM, he was like, yeah, you're doing that, like, what is it, that carbon fiber tint? Yes, we're doing that carbon fiber tint. He was a really nice guy. And like I've never even thought of that. I was like, oh shit, yeah, carbon fiber, carbon window tint. Yep, we're doing that carbon fiber window tint. It's just great. But that's why like a heat lamp is so important. It's like you have spec sheets, and then you have like, it's just people are people, man. They're not into tint as much as you are. And you have to figure out how to talk to them in a way that, you know, is just pretty easy to understand. I would be the exact same way with I don't know how many other industries. It's just like they're just shooting a barrage of information at you, and you're just kind of like, I know nothing about this, but you sound like you know a lot about it, so I'm going to take your word for it. Ooh, we got a carbon spec there. Carbon on carbon. I gotta get a side swipe and a razor blade. We gotta erase that off. What are you using to scrub the glass? These guys. Got a whole drawer full. The Scrub It. There's a green one too that's sitting around here somewhere. But they have Scrub It and Scrub It pads. These are great. They're just like, you can use just a scrub pad, but when you put it with a backing, it's just, you get a lot better pressure. Here it is. I had 2 of these that I brought in today. My scrapers, so these were yellow, now they're like super bright. I said for them to be this purple, but then they're this purple. They look sweet though, they're super bright. We got some custom, like, look at these, look how bright. Sorry. I only have tint tools to geek out over, all right? Oh, I forgot my razor blade. I should get that. We're almost done. We're zoning in on the rest of it. Kind of been a longer one, but for good reason. See, all this like in and out of the car and rambling and stuff makes it take too long. I struggle with that, giving people way too much information. Yeah. You want to know what's really good? So a good salesperson is just like a people person. There's definitely like sales techniques and stuff. I haven't taken a sales class. That probably shows a lot. But some of the best people that could upsell jobs were people that literally knew nothing about window tint. They're just like, this is what we'd recommend you say, and then they just do. And then they don't back talk the pricing or anything. They don't question it, they just do it. Some of the worst sales guys I ever worked with were people that had been in the business for like 20 plus years that are bitter about the automotive accessories industry or whatever and think that they know everything. Terrible salespeople. Like, this is the funny. So, some of you guys know I have a guy named Nick. He helps out with a lot of the scheduling and appointments and stuff. And every once in a while I ask him, I was like, how'd you upsell him? And he's like, I'm not even sure. I just asked. I was like, do you want something better? And he was like, yeah, I do want something better. And then, so now he's getting something better. The end. No secrets there. Okay, so we're about to install this now. We've cleaned that quite a bit. Let's get our squeegee. There were some, mostly towards the bottom, a couple in the middle though, so I'm glad I saw them. There were some hard spots, hard speckles on the windshield that we got cleaned off. I'm gonna start asking if they want something better. I highly suggest it. So, something I've been doing a little bit differently was all I ask is like when somebody's like, hey, how much is it to get tinted? I ask them what type of tint are they looking for, and then I say the types of tint that we have. And I don't expect people to know, but it definitely starts a conversation about those things. He's about to install a carbon fiber. That's right. You wouldn't think that carbon fiber could look so clear on a windshield, right? What tint do you use for a visor? I use the same, I use the Pro Classic if somebody gets a visor. Mostly because I'd rather just do it in Pro Classic. I like saving the extra film for a full windshield if we're gonna do it, but I mean, you know, a visor's gonna block out this much, so it doesn't make sense to do it. So I literally just, you know, unless they were doing like limo on the front doors and a limo windshield strip, those would look a little different, so then we'd keep it the same. But if you're doing like 20 or 35 or different shade, I just do suggest a standard one because it's not going to do anything for you. You should stream more often. We do stream more often now. I try to stream a full vehicle almost every time I tint. Almost every day that I tint. So one full vehicle. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. And doing multiple in a stream, I've done it. It's not the same. It's not the same. I need to recharge my batteries too. I'm new, sorry. Oh, no worries. People talk all types of shit in my ear. that was perfectly fine. Light water on the top? I did light water. At least it felt like light water. Okay, so once you go through all these steps and then you put it on the windshield, you crush your fingers real hard and hope everything turned out right. This is the very frustrating part about tinting, is even if you go through all the right motions, you still don't know if the work that you did is good enough until it's all cleaned and you check it over. Where like when you wire something up, it's like you can reconnect wires. You can pull something apart, put it back together. But with tinting, it's like you gotta rip that shit off and start over. Way frustrating. So we removed the mirror. We got that kind of stuff out of the way. That just makes it a little bit easier. This towel I like because it tucks farther down into the seal, so it stays kind of out of my way. How do you get the reverse roll clean? That part where I squeegeed the outside was probably one of the biggest things that helped me. The other thing is trying to get the whole thing in place. Unroll like like you could unroll like up to a quarter to like a third of it. But this part right here, where I'm kind of shoving the film in place and then unrolling it, has been a big help too. That way the film's not like falling back all over the place. Every time this film falls off the glass, I feel like it's like a water vacuum and just sucking dirt back into it. So I think little movements like that can really affect the job. So be extra thorough about cleaning it and just take your time. You're not in a rush at this point. The glass, as long as the glass is a little cooler, I guess. I don't know. Like this isn't gonna stick super quick. Little extra slip solution too can help. Like I use the same amount that I use on the doors, but like I said, I keep things a little slidey. So as we're unrolling it, it all is just kind of falling in place. I like that a lot. Then pull the liner clear and then tuck the rest of this in, or else it's just gonna bunch up. You don't want it to bunch up in this corner. That's where it's gonna also mess up. It'll crinkle the shit out of that corner. I've done it. But those are the things that'll kind of help me keep a reverse roll clean. Like I said at the end, then it's about crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. Make sure everything is what? Is it stuck? Oh, I guess a little bit. Come on. There we go. Make sure everything is covered before you start squeegeeing it down. Oh no. Sorry. I'm sorry. Looks like my GoPro battery died. Dang it, really? At this part? I'm so sorry. Well, there goes, rip stream. I don't have anything else to do. Like, I don't have another way to power the GoPro. Not really. I could swap, no, it takes too long. I actually do have GoPro batteries, but they're not charged. I'm sorry, it's ruined. I got nothing. You guys saw the reverse roll, now we're just squeegeeing it out. Maybe I have something. It's been too long, we're at the end. It'd be pumped if my tinter had that 5G helmet on. I think there's only one in the world that does that 5G helmet tinting. Oh, I'm sorry, my dudes. Toolbox. I think that's worse. That one's worse. Yeah, so I gotta keep this on for a microphone. But I'm sorry, my dudes. Yeah, so the wireless streamer works, the GoPro is dead. So I don't have another way. Wow. Camera 1. What did we call it? Canon. I would like. One second. That's where it all fell apart. That's fine. These things, when they lose somebody, they like really lose them. So we're gonna fix it there. Okay, I'd love to do the setup for my carpentry. How much would the setup set you back? You need a PC for streaming. You need a capture device on that PC, and GoPro, and you need a bunch of other stuff too. Let me think. I'm trying to think of how much I have in this setup at this point. Because you can just get a GoPro and you can stream it to YouTube, and that'll cost you $250. So I suggest just starting with that. There's a lot you can do with just the GoPro. What I did was a hell of a lot more to try and make the video feed a little bit cleaner, but at the cost of all this. Toolbox. Stay. It doesn't like when I jump in the car. So just start with a GoPro, stream it live to YouTube, and start there. You don't need to do everything that I did yet. I'm more than happy to talk about it though, and tell you everything that I used. But it's just like all the extra things that I do helps make it a little bit more seamless, and it looks super cool and it's exciting. But at the end of the day, people just want to see what you're doing, and the best way to do that is off of a GoPro, and then you can just stream a GoPro directly to YouTube, so you can just do it for like $250. Wow. There we go. That's a little better. I was just wondering, how do you read the chat? I listen. All these things, they're read to me. So if I'm talking, don't pay attention as much, but I hear a lot of them. Just subscribe? Thank you. Yeah, so this is how it would be without the GoPro setup. It's still okay. Take off the headset. I need the microphone. I suppose I could put the microphone on my glasses, but it makes my glasses heavy. Sometimes those just fall off. We're almost done. So this, I'd say this looks pretty good though. I'm sorry you guys can't get a better look, but battery's dead and it's too much for me to set up a new one right now. I have like a couple GoPro batteries, but it's a super pain to set those up. That's why I have the big battery sitting on top. It just wasn't charged when I got in here, so I charged it up as much as I could. This stream went way longer than I thought it was going to. What's up? Where can I buy the tint you use? Tint stuff. That's where. SUV with deep tinted windows. So I'm assuming you mean factory tinted windows. Would a light ceramic be beneficial or a darker one? You can use either. The lighter or darker you go isn't actually going to impact the heat rejection. That's the nice thing about ceramic. So with ceramic, if we were doing 70 on the windshield, like we're doing 50 on the windshield right now, but if it was 5 or 70, the heat rejection would essentially be the same. You can pick whatever you want in ceramic, so it's up to you. Just whatever you think looks best on your own car. Oh, cool. It's on the outside. No hairs? There was one little one up in the top right, very close to the edge. That was it. Very little. So I was happy about that. Right when the camera died. I didn't want to go super dark because it sucks at nighttime. I hear ya. I get lots of customers that don't want to go dark too. We did an F-150. We did the front doors on the F-150, and then he came back and got the full windshield and sunroof in ceramic too. So we did 20 on the front doors to match the back, and then he was like, wow, that ceramic's really cool. I want to put it on the windshield and the sunroof too. So then we did a 70%. Dang, so many cameras, and they don't have a single one that'll wrap around here. Did I clean it with Febreze? Yes, this is Febreze. I have limit on my back windows in my truck, 30 on the fronts, and backing a boat and trailer at nighttime is possible without hanging out the door. Yeah, conditions matter. So I wouldn't suggest very dark films at all if you're trying to back up a boat. Yes, we're like ultra professional on everything that we do up until the glass cleaner, and then we just use Febreze. And we dump Febreze all over it. Yeah, Febreze is the best. I know, you're right. As soon as you said it, that's why I thought it was really funny too. The tops that they use, it looks very similar to a Febreze can. Dang, I didn't even think of that when I started using it. I was just like, oh sweet, the glass cleaner now has a better top on it. Is Tint was going slow for you? It did actually. I had like I tried to load into the app and then it said there was an error. I just thought it was my computer at first, but apparently it's not. Huh, good to know. That top sucks? No, it doesn't. The top is awesome. Are you kidding? It's so convenient. Who is that? I'm gonna ban you. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Look, you just pick it up and I don't have a cap to lose. You can message their support and see what's going on. Maybe they're updating a server. I'm a long-time viewer. I know you are. We're still gonna ban you. Don't think that lets you off the hook. Talking crap about my what was that? What were the sprayway top? What a thing. What a thing to get triggered over, right? Like, oh wait, what? It's really touchy about that Febreze top that he's got there. I'm not gonna ban him. Maybe just like short ban. Maybe like a 10-second ban. No, it lets me time people out for like 300 seconds or a indefinite ban. Like it doesn't let me set time limits. It's kind of really annoying. Hi, how are you guys doing over there? That's the best. We'll Febreze them. Okay, I'm gonna put this in. You guys aren't gonna see it. Sorry. Last thing is I gotta put this mirror back in. Wow, this is such an exciting stream when you can't see what I'm doing. See, this is why things are the way they are for the stream. Like, I can't have or move enough cameras around to make this work any other way. It's gotta be totally wireless and it's gotta be on my head. There's too many angles. I thought the truck was talking. It is. Matt is a ram now. This is what happened. He turned into a ram. And he's trying to figure out his new life as a truck. Stay tuned. Well, guys, I'm out of fuel today, and the door's locked, so I'm kind of stuck here. So if somebody wants to go get me some gas. I ordered a 2022 Super Duty. Can you go to the factory and tint the windows? So the back windows will come tinted. The rest of it's aftermarket. So you can tint over the aftermarket windows. I thought a man using Febreze said something. What does this scrub know? He's using Febreze. What does he know about window tint? Stupid Dodge Ram talking to me. I didn't think this would be like the most exciting part about the stream, but it's definitely the most entertaining. What time is it? It's way too late. 5? Oh no, it's about 4 hours. Cannon. There we go. I'm no longer a Dodge Ram. Wait, what? It doesn't even show that it's completely dead. Huh. Nice legs. Thank you. It's all good. I thought you did that to make it smell better or something. No, it's fine. This has ran on for way too long. It's all good. See, that's why outside perspective is so fun and helpful, because we'll be all caught up. It's like, yeah, it's a glass cleaner, and then it's like, yo, dog, why are you spraying Febreze on that? It's like, what? Oh, shit, you're right. All right, we're gonna shout out some super chats here. I gotta end the stream. It's all done. Sorry I can't do a good walk around for you guys. But I'm toast right now. That door, those doors in the beginning, that went on way too long. All right, so God, this has been a very long stream, huh? 17. What? How long has it been? 3 hours? Oh, what? That's 3 hours? Why does it feel way longer than that? It feels like it's been like a year. This is a pretty normal live stream then. Wow, 3 hours. Little 5 minutes over of what a regular Windshield live stream goes for. I thought I was like 4 hours. Oh, this is pretty normal then. Oh yeah, because I had in my mind it was a 1 o'clock appointment. It was a 1 o'clock appointment that showed up at like 1:30-ish. So we got started later. So really we're just kind of right on normal time. We just made a few mistakes. Oh wow. Okay, I'm here. Hi, how are you guys doing? So we're gonna shout out some super chats here. So big thanks to Jose, Michael, Experimental Lawn, Daniel, and Lewis for all the super chat support today. Much appreciated. It is really warm in here too. It was like super humid outside. But we did 50 on the windshield. We did 20 on the front doors. And then, we did 5 on the front doors. And then we did 20 over the back. So the whole thing is basically limo except for the windshield. I gotta go grab the film. I just thought somewhere along the line I lost like an hour worth of time. But thank you guys for staying patient with me at the very end. That was cool. So, so I think we're going to end things here. Is there anything else? Super chats? Thank you guys for tuning in. Next stream, I think it's going to be Monday. I know I have an... Well, that works. Take your shirt off.
Javi underscore
No.
1004 super chatted $10. Hi, how are
Javi.
you, man? Thanks you. I
With the
was
10,
able to
thank
tint
you.
my sister car and my Ram 1500. But I was wondering, would it be possible to tint the front
1500.
windshield on my 2018 Ram 1500?
You guys need to super chat more cars with like numbers in them. That's hilarious. My 2018 Ram 1500. I was wondering, would it be possible to tint from? Thanks to you, I was able to tint my sister's car and my Ram. Yeah, you can definitely watch this stream. We tinted the whole windshield. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. I have other videos with Ram windshields too. Watch all of them. The only thing you're going to want to be careful of is there's the BCM, so that's the body control module. It's this big white box. It's over in the driver's kick panel. You poke your head under where the pedals are. Look up to the against the left side. Look up, and then you'll see a white box. Yeah, I've got a few videos on it. So I made a dedicated video on it, and then I have other videos or other live streams doing them. You can definitely do them. Just be careful. Cover the wires up and then cover up the dash pretty well too, but you'll be okay. But that's awesome. Thank you so much for the 10 and the question about your 2018 Ram 1500. Ford F-150. Exactly. All right, so I got to cash this guy out. I got to deliver this, and I got to go home. It's the end of my day today. So you guys all have a good weekend. I will have a video up tomorrow with very anticipated high-end film from Walmart. We're going to do a video on that. So look out for that in the morning, and I'll see you guys Monday. We're probably going to go live with an E-class. Bye. Bye-bye. Enjoy your Ram 1000.